Hi, this is Patrick from JDM Gems. Today we're going to be working on this 1996 Daihatsu Midget. The work we're going to be doing is removing the rust off the bed and applying a bed liner. Something else to note is the rust is pretty bad, especially in this area. So we're going to make sure that the rust has gone down completely to the metal before we apply the bed liner. Otherwise, the rust is just going to keep continuing and growing underneath the bed liner. The tools we're going to be needing for this job are sandpaper, sanding discs, paper towels or rags, a sander, a hand grinder with a wire wheel, nitrile gloves, masking tape, wax and grease remover, rust neutralizer, and your bed liner. Another item you should use for this job is a protective face mask. I forgot to wear one in this video, but I wanted to mention it. So we're going to time-lapse this entire job, but my partner and I are going to start working on this together while I get the remainder of these screws out of this bed that we're holding down the plywood. You can see they're a bit seized in here. So we're just going to get these screws out and start grinding right after. So now that we got most of the heavy rust off the bed, I'm going to put a little bit of this rust neutralizer on it and let it sit overnight and see how it looks in the morning. And if there's still orange spots after I clean it, I'm going to start grinding off a little bit more. Now that we've applied the rust neutralizer and waited 6 hours, we're going to now be using our sandpaper and just getting in the fine spots that we couldn't reach with our power tools. So you can see here there's like some fine rust spots still. But the majority of the rust has already turned black from the rust neutralizer. So the spots that haven't turned black, we're just gonna hit with the sandpaper. We have 500 grit and about 100 grit. And we're just gonna sand it down the best we can and then clean the surface. Because in here, in the channels, there's really heavy dirt. So we'll clean that before we spray. So now that we've cleaned the entire bed, I'm going to tape off the sections that I want to paint. I'm going to be using masking tape to tape off the sections that I don't want to get overspray on. Okay, so now that we have everything taped off, I'm going to use this Raptor bed lining. Hopefully one can will get us through the entire job. If not, I'll go run to the store and get some more. So we were able to get 2 layers of bed liner onto the bed of the truck. Now that we made sure that there's no spots we missed, we can take off the tape and see how it looks. So as you can see with the tape off, it looks pretty good. I wouldn't consider this a perfect repair. However, for the type of vehicle, I think we did a pretty good job and pretty extensive. We made sure all the rust was off. We used a rust preventative as an undercoat, and then we put the bed liner on top. I think one step better would have been to put maybe a primer, but I think with the rust neutralizer is good enough. After you finish, give it up 24 hours before you start putting objects on the bed. After that, your vehicle will be ready to use. We hope this video helped, and if it did, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next repair. Give it about 24 hours before you put it. So we really get 2 layers of bed lining, right? Is that it? And get 2, no.
I know, it's okay.
You're recording it now? Now there's pressure.